The Sooners get a local commitment, as well as the preseason polls have come out, and they look a little favorable for the Sooners. All that and a little bit more coming up here in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, talking OU football, college football, and sports in general. Thank you for tuning in here on the YouTube channel. Please, while you're here, hit the like button. Let YouTube know that I'm doing the right stuff. Subscribe if you want to hear more, and share, because why? Sharing is caring. Let's dive right into what's going on. We have a commitment that I missed last week that I really wanted to jump into quickly. And we're going to talk about the preseason polls, as well as some bad news at the end. So just make sure you stick around for that one. This episode's going to be a little bit longer than normal. I try to stick between 7 and 9 minutes. That way you got some quick hitting information that you can take in. If I can go under 7, I'm winning. But sometimes I do talk a lot. But Jacoby Johnson from Mustang is joining the Sooners. He decided to commit last week, August 13th. The 6'3" defensive back athlete decided that the Sooners is the place to be, which, of course, we talked about him on my Crystal Ball episode about a week or so ago, that it looked like he was leaning toward the Sooners. And I love that Venables has focused on in-state talent. Now, I'll say this. The key thing about that is that just because you key in on in-state talent doesn't mean you're going to get them. I'm a prime example. My disappearance was my daughter dropped her off at college, and she decided she wanted to go out of state because all of her friends from high school were going in-state to OU. So she wanted to do something different. Understood. Want to spread her wings, fly away somewhere different. Hopefully I can lure her back in, but I understand that. And some of the athletes here in the state feel the same way. They want to move on, go somewhere else, go somewhere different, just do something different than what they're used to and their norm. So I appreciate the players that do want to stay. I also appreciate the players that want to spread their wings. Hopefully Venables and team can continue to win at least the creme de la creme of the state, keeping them here. That way they can definitely compete. So with that, Jacoby, 6'3", 185, 4-star across the board, as you can see. Hooper. And with that, he played basketball and football, and he was getting offers on both sides. I saw that Stanford, he did a visit there, which tells me he's got some smarts to go on top of everything. And it also tells me that he's going to be able to have a good eye for the ball. He can jump, and you probably reach the ball at the highest point. So as a DB, 6'3" safety corner, oh, that's lovely. So we'll see what the top end speed looks like when he gets out on the field. At the same time, hopefully he can turn out to be like a Reggie Smith that came out of Edmond and really make an impact and go pro. We'll see what happens from there, from the tutelage of Jay Valai and the defense. That's the first part. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about, Jacoby coming in. A buddy of mine said he has some Lawton ties, which makes it even sweeter for him. So I love to see that we've got some in-state talent. So jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Next up, polls. We got the preseason polls that have come out. We have the coaches poll came out last Monday, and the Sooners got a little bit of a favorable play. So it looks like they will be in the top 10 to start the season at number 9. As you can see, all the teams that are around them. I'm pretty excited to see what Oklahoma can do. The question is, I want to ask you all, is it fair or unfair of their current location? Jump in the comments. Let me know on that, as well as once we get to the next set of polls. But I think that it's a good spot, and I'll talk about both polls in just a minute. They're in good company, all of that. But this was what was interesting to me, though. Here are the 4 teams that got number 1 status. You've got Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas. They all got a number 1 vote. Which coach voted for Texas? Now, you may be thinking Sark, Coach Sarkisian, but he ain't got a vote yet. My understanding, he doesn't have a vote. So somebody thinks that Texas deserves to be number 1. I would love to know who. I am totally curious about this because I didn't think that Texas was really liked like that. That's kind of a big jump, but they must have been bored or they just want to stir things up. That's cool. Here's the AP poll. So the AP poll has OU in the exact same spot at number 9, and it looks like That top 10 just had a little bit of a reshuffle. You saw Michigan move down, and you see Texas A&M move down, and Utah moved up from the coaches poll. So it's interesting to see what they think, but they still feel like Oklahoma deserves to be at the 9 spot with Baylor right behind them at 10. So what's your thoughts? Fair, unfair? What's your feelings on OU being in the top 10 to start the season? Now, my thought is this. I would have preferred OU out the top 10, and this is why. Feels like it would add a little bit of a hunger, a little bit of chip on the shoulder type deal, something that Oklahoma's really going for and good at. But at the same time, totally no beef with the respect that OU is getting, even having a complete regime change with a very few position coaches still being around in Beatonbow and DeMarco Murray or whatnot. So I'm happy that the respect came in there, and with the regime change, they feel like things can continue. Like, it's different for Notre Dame getting a new first-time coach. He was there last year, so it's not as big of a shift because Brian Kelly really didn't pull too many people with him to LSU. But Clemson was voted by 24/7 as the best defensive line in the country. Of course, that defense was built by the guys that are now here at Oklahoma, and that, to me, is saying a lot, especially if they're giving Oklahoma this type of respect, that you put the players in front of them, they're going to figure out how to make them into great players. And so I am leaning heavy in on that and thankful. A little bit lower would have been better for me just to make them hungry, but at the same time, if they can maintain top 10 status and stay up there, I'm happy to hear it, especially because so many of the media is thinking that OU will make it to the Big 12 championship and potentially win it. Most have them winning it. And we'll talk about their schedule later this week. I have another video going up on that as we break down each game and kind of my thoughts on who's going to win and all of that. And then you guys can give me your comments and let me know which one you think we may win and which one may be a sneaky loss, the one we should be concerned about. A little bit of bad news. Linebacker, redshirt senior, TD Roof, done for the year. Coach Venables mentioned in his post-practice interview yesterday that looks like he has a bicep injury that's going to cost him the season. Sad for the kid. Redshirt senior came here. He is the son of DC Ted Roof, and he was looking forward to finishing his career out underneath his dad. All his family's here now because, dad's here. And it kind of saddens me that he got hurt. I feel like he's going to be a contributor. He's already a leader, but I feel like he's going to be also a contributor going into what they're doing here at Oklahoma. But at the same time, we'll pray for him. Hopefully he continues to lead from the sidelines and teach all the young players stuff. We'll follow that or whatnot. A little bit on him. When he transferred in this year, started at Georgia Tech. Means he's got some smarts to him. And then he played also at Indiana and Appalachian State. So I think he recorded like 148 tackles for his career so far. So hoping for the veteran presence, but unfortunately this will happen. Hopefully we don't have any more injuries, but it's football. Things happen. So with that, please hit the like, subscribe button. Let me know that you like what we're doing, as well as subscribe to see more as we put more stuff out, and then share, because sharing is caring. And with that, we'll have some more stuff in the next couple of days. We've end up in the top 4 for recruit. We'll talk about that, some practice stuff that I'm seeing online and some of my thoughts behind it, as well as we'll talk through the schedule. Little NIL fun to come later. We'll talk about that here in a few days. Peace.